Hi, and welcome to our Spring 2024 Demo Day for Techstars Healthcare, sponsored by Cedars-Sinai, Point32 Health, UC Irvine Health, and United Healthcare. I'm Matt Kozlov, Managing Director of the program, and on behalf of Techstars, our partners, and the 12 amazing companies presenting today, thank you for joining us. For those of you new to Techstars, we are the global network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. To date, we've invested in over 4,200 companies, and our portfolio's combined market cap is over $112 billion. We are proud to be an active investor in the healthcare ecosystem, not just here at Techstars Healthcare, but across the entire Techstars ecosystem, having invested in over 560 healthcare companies who have collectively raised over $2.3 billion. Earlier this morning, we aired our Demo Day for Techstars LA powered by JP Morgan. If you were unable to join us, we encourage you to go back and watch those pitches. Come back to this YouTube link after programming ends, and the full Demo Day showcasing all 24 companies across both cohorts will be available for rewatch. Coming up now are the companies graduating from this spring's Techstars Healthcare program. Looking forward to this coming fall, in September, we'll be running another Techstars LA program powered by JP Morgan alongside Techstars Space in partnership with NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory and the United States Space Force. You're about to hear 12 awesome pitches from 12 outstanding founders. This is an interactive event. All of our founders are logged in and ready to answer any questions you have in our live chat to the right. You can also find their investor memos and contact details in the event description below. If you're interested in meeting directly with any of our CEOs, please reach out to them directly. They're excited to hear from you. Our ask of you today is that you try to find at least one company that you can be helpful to. Maybe it's an introduction to a customer, a potential hire, an investor. If all of you watching today do one thing, just one thing, imagine what these teams will accomplish today alone. And now, please meet the 2024 spring class of Techstars Healthcare.
Hi, I'm Saishri, co-founder and CEO of D.Sole. When I was a kid, I loved playing hopscotch with my grandfather. And he loved playing with me too, always tried to beat me in the game. But his joy and zest for life disappeared 8 years ago. My grandfather had diabetes, which caused him several foot ulcers that he was unaware of due to loss of sensation, a common symptom of diabetes. Eventually, his ulcers became infected and he needed both his feet to be amputated. Unfortunately, my grandfather is not unique. In the US, every 20 seconds, a person with diabetes loses their lower leg. The status quo is that patients self-report their foot complications, which is unreliable and leads to highly delayed diagnosis. This results in a $40 billion annual loss to hospitals and insurance companies. D.Sole is the solution to this problem. We are the first multi-parameter smart foot insole. It can be worn like any other foot insole on the market. But while the patient starts walking, our insoles measure shear or frictional force exerted, the pressure when standing and moving, and the temperature as well as humidity changes from the feet. Our insoles are connected to our mobile application via Bluetooth, where the patient receives a notification on their foot health to encourage behavior change. By leveraging this comprehensive data and advanced machine learning, we proactively identify at-risk regions for ulcers and other bone deformities, producing a detailed report to the clinicians. With the D.Sole system, clinicians can now prescribe appropriate therapeutic footwear and customize patient treatments. Our competitors either measure foot temperature or pressure, which is very limited data. As a result, they can only reduce foot complications by 40% and can detect only one complication. However, with our multi-parameter testing, we are able to reduce foot complications by 93%. Our patent-pending insoles can also detect 15 foot complications that lead to amputations. Our initial market is the $2 billion value-based care and ACO podiatry practices that serve diabetic patients covered under Medicare or Medicaid plans in the US. From this, we will expand to the $10 billion high-risk diabetic patients covered under commercial health plans. Our vision is to move beyond diabetic foot complications and tap into the $50 billion musculoskeletal and physical therapy market. We follow a B2B model. D.Sole is prescribed by podiatrists to patients who can source it from durable medical equipment suppliers, podiatric clinics, and e-commerce. And we earn revenue by leveraging existing reimbursement codes for our insoles and monitoring service. We anticipate an average of $1,016 per patient per year. Today, we're delighted to announce that we're conducting a 150-patient study at Highmark's Allegheny Health Network and Veteran Affairs hospitals in 2 different cities. And we have additional LOI from Beth Israel Deaconess and are collaborating with Point32 Health to determine the financial benefits to payers using D.Sole. We're a team of biomedical, robotics, and podiatry experts who are poised to make this a success. D.Sole could have drastically changed my grandfather's fate. Join us in ensuring every diabetic patient can prevent an avoidable amputation. Thank you.
This is Michael, an orthopedic surgeon who on New Year's Day in 2019 developed a terrible headache and immediately knew that something was very wrong. His wife drove him to the emergency department where he had a head CT scan, but doctors dismissed his symptoms as a migraine. An hour later, the left side of Michael's face began to droop. Michael's next head CT revealed that his migraine was actually massive pressure that built up around his brain because it was bleeding. Doctors, relying on today's ineffective tools, completely missed that this pressure had been there the entire time. This relatively short delay in diagnosis led to permanent brain damage, and sadly, 2 years later, Michael passed away. Shockingly, the story is more common than you might think. Half of Americans will be in Michael's shoes in their lifetime, at risk of elevated brain pressure for conditions like Michael's brain bleed, traumatic brain injury, stroke, or one of the over 20 different related conditions. And if nothing changes, they will be one of the 99% of patients that do not get their brain pressure assessed. Why? Because the only way to do that today is to drill a hole in your head or a hole in your spine and measure the pressure directly. A procedure that is so risky, doctors opt to rely on ineffective tools that take too long to deploy and are not much better than a coin flip in accuracy, leading to misdiagnoses like Michael's. My name is Ryan Myers, CEO and co-founder of CranioSense, and we will soon launch the first non-invasive device to provide a fast, accurate, and inexpensive alternative to invasive procedures. Instead of relying on the hole in your head, our light-based sensors capture how the blood flow in your brain is impacted by the buildup of pressure. And our patented method of comparing that blood flow to the blood flow in other parts of your body has demonstrated unprecedented speed in minutes and unprecedented projected accuracy above 90%, all but eliminating misdiagnoses like Michael's. Chris, Vivian, and I have developed this technology via multiple non-dilutive grants and are now drawing on our decades of experience in neuroscience and medical devices to drive towards commercialization. We have personally spoken with nearly 100 doctors, and over 90% are ready to purchase today. We are validating the device at top US institutions, and I am happy to announce that we are now close to finalizing contracts for our pivotal, validation, and pilot studies with over 10 more leading hospital systems in the US. This early traction means that we are well on our way to realizing a $5 billion opportunity in the US alone. We will initially place CranioSense at the front door of the hospital, the emergency department, 95% of which lack neurology on staff. CranioSense leverages a familiar razor and blades model, landing our low-cost and one-time purchase readers in the hospital, and then expanding through per-patient sensor sales. Put plainly, with CranioSense, doctors can provide better care at lower costs. Payers won't have to pay for avoidable long-term care, and best of all, Michael won't be given just 2 options: to convince a doctor that it's not just a migraine, or to have a hole drilled in his body. Our unique value proposition is a win-win-win. Some might say a no-brainer. At CranioSense, where we understand that Michael's tragedy is not the first, this no-brainer will help to make it one of the last. Thank you, and if a patch on your forehead sounds like a no-brainer to you, please reach out to me directly.
Hi, I'm Connor, co-founder and CEO of Acarra. Let me tell you a story. In the 1937 Formula One Grand Prix, the first 5 cars that crossed the finish line were all Mercedes-Benz. They destroyed the competition. How? Efficiency. In a sport where time means everything, they figured out how to make the pit lane as fast as possible. So the cars only needed to stop for seconds rather than minutes, giving them an edge that nobody else had. What if we were able to apply the same tactic to other areas, like healthcare? Right now, hospital teams lack access to real-time data to notify them when rooms need to be prepared. And cleaning remains a long and manually time-consuming process. As a result, operating rooms are out of action for more than 3 hours a day. It's like a race car pulling into the pit lane and there's no pit team there. At Acarra, we're helping hospitals make room turnaround as efficient as Formula One. Let me show you how. Within each operating room, an AI-powered sensor continuously monitors what activities are taking place. As surgery nears completion, the sensor sends automatic notifications to ensure staff are in position to transition to the next case. The data the sensor collects leads to a much improved understanding of what's going on in the operating room, generating actionable insights to enable money making and money saving decisions. Next, we deploy our robot that decontaminates operating rooms using germ-killing UV light in a fraction of the time that it currently takes. Our industry-leading AI frees up staff to focus on other high-value activities, and it gives us a huge advantage over competitor UV solutions that must be laboriously wheeled into place by a person. The reason we care so deeply, and why hospitals care so deeply about operating rooms, is that efficiency is the single greatest driver of their business. 70% of hospital revenue comes from the operating department. These rooms are the bottom line of the entire health system. With Acarra technology, hospitals can free up 1 hour of operating room time per day. The value of the additional procedures this would enable exceeds $1 million a year. Acarra's efficiency improvements could allow a mid-sized hospital to increase their annual revenue by more than $11 million. And when you factor in the number of hospitals in the US, this presents a $72 billion opportunity. We operate a robotics and IoT as a service model, where we sell access to the robot and the data for a recurring annual fee for our operating room. And this isn't just an idea. We have a market-ready product and have already closed our first customers in Europe, including a major national health system. Our focus is now in the US, and I'm pleased to share that since starting the Techstars program in March, we've already completed a successful trial at Cedars-Sinai, and we've received a number of LOIs from top-tier health providers, including Northwell Health. Acarra is a spin-out from Trinity College Dublin, one of Europe's oldest and most prestigious universities. All our founders hold PhDs and master's degrees, and we've published research in some of the world's highest-ranking journals for robotics and AI. We've won numerous awards, and our past work has even featured on the cover of Time magazine. In Formula One, efficiency wins races. In healthcare, it saves lives. Join us as we help hospitals improve the bottom line and empower their teams to deliver the care their patients deserve. Thank you.
The emergency room is associated with some of the darkest moments of our lives, when we desperately walk in seeking care. But what many of us may not realize is that our ERs are on the verge of breaking beyond repair. Today, over 90% of ERs are overcrowded, that when compounded with the exacerbation of 50% in nursing shortages, is causing hospitals to incur a crippling operational loss of $5.4 billion annually. As a consequence, triage today has shrunk to just 4 inputs: name, age, sex, and chief complaint. From there, a singular triage score from 1 to 5 is determined that will dictate how long patients wait before receiving the care that they need. Because of this lack of information, 1 in every 3 patients are wrongly assigned a triage score, leading to delayed and more costly care, as well as increased risks of deterioration and mortality. But this problem only scratches the surface of how compromised patient care has become. So with the insights derived from conversations with over 300 ER administrators and providers, I decided to leave medical school at Stanford to create the solution we need to enable faster, smarter emergency room care. Our platform, accessible via tablet or mobile device, is designed to simultaneously support both patients and nurses in their ER journey. Here's how it works. When the patient walks into the ER, our virtual assistant facilitates check-in and triage by asking questions regarding the patient's history of present illness, medical history, family history, and medications to send to their triage nurse. On the hospital's electronic health record, nurses then receive a comprehensive patient summary, score assessment, and recommendations for next steps in care, increasing their cognitive capacity and triage accuracy through having more context and insights. But our work doesn't stop there. To reduce patients' length of stay while also coordinating care beyond just the ER, we've turned the hours of unutilized wait time to proactively interface with patients to capture information regarding their social determinants of health, mental health, and goals of care. Lastly, to reduce the likelihood of readmission and increase compliance with medications and checkups, we created an automated way for hospitals to send text messages directly to patients in the days following their discharge. Unlike our competitors, we are the only platform that targets a full end-to-end ER journey. We offer a seamless and highly customizable solution that aligns with the operational realities and unique workflows of every hospital. Even more importantly, we built a state-of-the-art AI governance model to ensure safety and quality. Our beachhead is a $13 billion accountable care-based ER market that is historically overcrowded and understaffed, where we stand to provide each ER with an ROI of $8.5 million annually through improving patient and nursing experiences, as well as reducing key hospital metrics of clinical deterioration, length of stay, and readmissions. And we're delighted to share that we're conducting a 385 patient study at Weill Cornell Medicine and are in discussion with several other leading health systems, as well as established partnerships with EHR vendors like InterSystems. Above all, we have the team to make this possible, composed of seasoned healthcare innovators and a world-class advisory board of healthcare executives. We welcome each of you to join us in revolutionizing emergency care, where we're giving patients a voice and nurses support during times when they need it the most. Thank you.
And now a few words from one of our sponsors, Cedars-Sinai.
Hello from the Cedars-Sinai Accelerator. My name is Omar Perez, and I'm the Manager of Business Development and Strategic Alliances. Cedars-Sinai Health System's rich history provides a unique opportunity for innovators and entrepreneurs to work with leaders on all fronts of medicine. I'd like to congratulate all 12 companies in the Techstars Healthcare Accelerator program on all the work they've accomplished in these last few months. From the US to Canada to Ireland, you are working to solve problems in our current healthcare system, bringing care to more people around the globe. And for that, I applaud you and wish you the best as your companies continue to grow. Our friends at Point 32 Health, UCI Health, United Healthcare, and all of us here at Cedars-Sinai have been so impressed with the work you have done during this year's program. Thank you, Matt Kozlov, and the entire Techstars team for organizing such an invaluable program. We so enjoyed being a part of this effort. Now go out there and have a great show.
Imagine commuting to work on a bus that's so crowded you have to stand. On some days it's a smooth ride, but some days the driver's a speed fiend. You're jolted to the side when they speed around the corner, and when they slam on the brakes, you have to grab one of those rails to steady yourself. On other days, you've got a great driver, but out of the blue they hit a pothole in the road, and you think it's a miracle you're still upright. That's exactly what it feels like to have a mobility impairment. And I know because 23 years ago I broke my spine, and I've had impaired mobility ever since. Physical therapists have taught me how to adapt my behavior and use assistive devices so I can remain active without falling. But constantly monitoring my body is a lot of work, and I don't always follow my PT's advice. Despite having had access to world-class care, I've had more than my fair share of falls, ER visits, and hospital stays over the years. But after I've recovered, it's always the same. Back to physical therapy, where I relearn the same things I already knew. I vow I'll keep doing them until eventually I don't, I fall, and the cycle repeats. Acquiring a mobility impairment at such a young age has given me an early insight into what most people experience when they get older. In the US, there are 15 million older people who have a mobility impairment, and every 1.25 seconds, someone falls as a result. That's 32 million falls a year, resulting in 2.7 million ER visits and a $45 billion hit to the healthcare system. Now, when I was at Stanford doing my MBA, I saw how Armada was using continuous blood glucose monitoring, coaching, and proactive clinical care to drive healthier behavior and improve the lives of people with diabetes. I saw Livongo, Hinge, and Somatus become unicorns using this same approach to successfully treat other chronic health conditions. So I decided to take their blueprint and apply it to impaired mobility, which is why I founded Limber Technologies. Limber's powered by a smart device you wear on your lower back. The hardware is super simple, just a single low-cost off-the-shelf sensor that tracks how your pelvis moves through space and connects via Bluetooth to an app on your phone. Our proprietary algorithms continuously track your walking, balance, and behavior, which we translate into a daily fall risk score. If your fall risk increases, we send you an alert with some actionable feedback. If that nudge isn't enough, a Limber clinician will give you a call to find out what's going on. They'll coach you to improve the techniques you already know, prescribe assistive devices, or teach you new ways to adapt your behavior to stay safe. Our clinicians use data about what's actually putting you at risk to personalize your treatment. And because they monitor your safety 24/7, they intervene and provide preventative care before you have a fall. Now, Limber's entire solution, the device, monitoring, coaching, and care, is covered by Medicare under existing reimbursement codes. On average, we'll be reimbursed $1,300 per person per year, and will save health insurers over $4,000 from prevented falls, giving them a 3x return on their investment. The team building Limber are world experts in assistive technology, data science, embedded systems, and physical medicine and rehabilitation. We've raised $1.3 million from leading VCs to change the lives of people with impaired mobility, but we're just getting started. So if you'd like to help people to stay mobile, active, and healthy as they get older, come join us.
Hi, I'm Afraz Irani, CEO of Asclepius Health. Since I graduated medical school almost 15 years ago, we've seen incredible advancements in medicine, from the ability to edit DNA to next-generation robotic surgery. Yet, communication with patients remains devastatingly broken. In medical school, we had a year-long course called The Practice of Medicine, where we learned that listening to patients, educating them, clearly answering their questions makes them healthier and happier. But in 2024, we've only gotten worse at communication. Doctors now spend only 1/3 of their time seeing patients. Patients wait a month to see a doctor, and a projected 400,000 nursing shortage puts further strain on the overworked clinical staff interfacing with patients. Asclepius Health is the generative AI nurse bridging the gap between overworked providers and underserved patients. We call and text patients between visits, guiding them on their care journey with no app required. This reduces the workload for care teams, reduces cost, and improves patient satisfaction. Let's see how this works. Jane, a heart failure patient, visits her cardiologist, Dr. Lee. After the visit, Asclepius reads Dr. Lee's note, proposes a care plan, and monitors, educates, and reminds Jane between visits, acting as Dr. Lee's eyes and ears outside the walls of the office. At home, Jane is reminded to weigh herself and shares her weight. We notice an increase in her weight, which may be a sign of fluid retention, and urge her to visit the clinic. We respond to her frustration, providing appropriate explanations to guide her to the best intervention. And finally, at her request, we switch to a phone call from Asclepius.
Hi, Jane. This is digital nurse Emily from Dr. Lee's office.
We handle everything from complex interactions like monitoring heart failure to routine tasks like patient surveys and closing care gaps, with the empathy and expertise of a nurse, but with greater efficiency and consistency. We're targeting the $11 billion care management solutions market that is projected to grow to $30 billion by 2030, and aim to tap into the over $100+ billion market opportunity of avoidable healthcare spend by ensuring better patient adherence. We are in active discussions with leading payers and providers and have received enthusiastic response from our partners. Our pipeline customers serve over 20 million lives. We're excited to announce the launch of our limited beta testing program today, which marks a critical step towards our August 2024 launch. We are the perfect team to solve this problem. I am a Stanford-trained, California-licensed physician, and I have spent my entire academic and professional career at the intersection of healthcare and technology, including doing healthcare product work at Google and Amazon, and before that at McKinsey & Company. My co-founder Makil has a PhD in computer science from Georgia Tech and has led multiple software teams, including most recently at Google Health, where he led their AI healthcare initiatives. We are thrilled to finally have the groundbreaking technology we need to revolutionize the practice of medicine. If you would like to explore using our solution for your needs, let's connect. Thank you.
One year ago, Ariana, a mom who was bravely battling postpartum depression, lost her life to suicide just days after giving birth, leaving behind a family and community in mourning. Ariana's journey, though heartbreaking, is not hers alone. This battle is real for the 1 million new moms in the US who are silently suffering from postpartum depression every year. Today, 85% of women with this mental health challenge are flying under the radar without any treatment. Ariana's battle shows us the problem with how we handle mental health care for new moms. Doctors dread having to tell patients this diagnosis because they don't have a place to refer patients to or consensus on what medications to prescribe for mental health during or after pregnancy. Women in need are forced to wait, sometimes up to a year, for a mental health appointment due to a massive shortage of mental health clinicians. But here's the thing, women don't have a year to wait. I'm Kristen Ellefson, the CEO of Nurture. At Nurture, we empower OBGYNs and their patients to identify and address postpartum depression before the symptoms even appear. Nurture partners with OBGYN clinics to gather data from women during their initial pregnancy checkups. This data, including factors like age and medical history, is analyzed using our proprietary machine learning algorithm to predict which patients will likely have symptoms. For patients we identify at high risk, we offer a lifeline, a daily self-guided therapy based on a clinically proven plan that helps stop postpartum depression from happening. Patients use our platform on their phones during pregnancy, where they receive cognitive behavioral therapy designed to prevent the onset of postpartum depression and equip new mothers with the tools and strategies to maintain their mental health during this critical time. This approach is different. Instead of just dealing with the symptoms, we check on mental health every day and stop the problem before it starts. If patients need more help, counselors and psychiatrists are available to chat. We connect with the patient in an ongoing basis to continue supporting and monitoring their mental health journey after birth. It's a big change in how we take care of moms' mental health, giving them the control they need. Importantly, our collaborative care model is completely covered by health insurance, meaning OBGYNs can earn more money, psychiatrists can use their limited time better, and patients get all the care they need for that mental health journey in a way that's fully covered by insurance. With the market potential estimated at $14 billion, it's clear that the demand for postpartum depression care is significant. However, many existing platforms are only catering to that small fraction of patients who have already been diagnosed. In contrast, Nurture focuses on capturing a larger market share by using prediction to uncover the 85% of cases who are historically overlooked. Nurture's solution is patent pending, and we have agreements for implementations representing over $3 million in revenue in the next 12 months. Our team cares about this problem because we've fought this battle ourselves and seen our loved ones suffer. Bindu and I have decades of experience in healthcare technology, operations, and go-to-market strategy, while Dr. Frosch is the mind behind the world's leading algorithm for predicting postpartum depression. With your support, we can scale our solution nationwide, reaching every corner of the country and ensuring every mom gets the chance to watch her kids grow up. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tom, a serial tech entrepreneur turned investor. 6 years ago, I was looking for groundbreaking innovations to invest in, when my longtime friend and talented engineer in Finland pitched me an idea of building a 3D bioprinter. As a big fan of science fiction, I was sold on the idea immediately. Only 2 years later, we released the world's most advanced 3D bioprinter, which is poised to revolutionize tissue repairs, impacting billions of dollars in the industry. Realizing BRINTER's potential, I became the CEO and quickly moved to bring our company to the US and got us into one of the best medical device accelerators in the world. And here we are today, the first company to ever commercialize 3D bioprinted mesh implants. Thanks to our 3D bioprinters, we can customize our implants with never-before-seen features, offering lower patient complications and allowing faster healing time. We start with soft tissue repairs, narrowing down the tendons and muscles, primarily Achilles tendon, rotator cuff, and multiple hernias. Our first commercial application is for Achilles tendon tear, which has an unmet need for an implant with better strength features, allowing faster recovery times, desirable especially in sports medicine, and additional use for multiple hernias, affected by a large number of issues with existing mesh implants, with an unmet need for a new product with better biocompatibility. In total, we are addressing a market with over 1.7 million soft tissue repair surgeries per year, with addressable market of $4 billion. We are a platform technology that can in the future be scaled to other tissues such as cartilage or vascular tissue, leading to personalization with the patient's own stem cells. And even though science fiction today, printing human organs will be possible within our lifetimes. We have a low-risk 510(k) regulatory strategy with $3.5 million budget to become commercial by the end of 2025. We work with the best surgeons in the world to develop our products and increase our commercial success. We compete in biosynthetic implant space with only a handful of competitors today. Acquisitions are happening. Bayer is acquired by CONMED in 2022, while Embody was acquired by Zimmer Biomet in 2023. We have an exceptional team as I carry 3 exits and over 16 years of founder experience. My co-founder, Dr. Matthew Provost, our CSO with over 12 years of scientific operations experience. Tommy Calpio, our talented 3D bioprinting inventor. Dr. Scott Bruder, our regulatory consultant and former Chief Medical and Science Officer at Stryker. And Dr. Michael Francis, our medical device advisor and former founder of our competitor, Embody. As you can see, at BRINTER, we are in the business of making science fiction a reality. Thank you.
And now a few words from one of our sponsors, UCI Health.
Hello, everybody. My name is Scott Jocelyn, and I'm the Chief Innovation Officer for UCI Health, the only academic medical center in Orange County. And in fact, we're growing. We just acquired 4 hospitals from the Tenet Corporation and look forward to the expansion to the west and to the north of our primary campus in Orange and the new campus that will open in 18 months on the University of California here in Irvine. Among my responsibilities is oversight of our investment fund. That's a $50 million fund in partnership with UC Investments. We invest in health information technology, biomedical devices, healthcare services, and in some cases, pharma. We also partner with Techstars. We're very much proud of that partnership. We congratulate all of you on your hard work this year. We look forward to your presentations, and we wish you the best of luck.
Hi, I'm Adam, Brainbot's CEO, and this is my wife and co-founder, Shelley. Shelley is an occupational therapist, or OT, who has spent over 10 years treating concussion patients and more. Health setbacks happen all the time. While medical care and physical therapy are crucial, patients often need that extra help to get back to their daily lives. That's where OTs come in. OTs start by understanding a patient's abilities through assessments, including targeted activity and symptom tracking. Then, they offer treatments, such as cognitive rehabilitation, and strategies, like using computer accessibility apps. And finally, OTs help patients gradually return to their everyday activities, such as work. For example, they might practice a patient's commute combined with 1 hour of light work at home, before moving on to longer work periods in busier environments. They're there every step of the way to overcome any barriers that arise. Unfortunately, a few years ago, Shelley hit her head on the side of a car door and got her very own concussion. We needed our own OT, and we thought we'd find one no problem. But outside of inpatient, geriatric, and pediatric settings, OTs started to be super hard to find and way too expensive. Shelley struggled through an 8-month recovery. While she was just fine some days, on others, she suffered from horrible headaches, brain fog, and fatigue. We lost out on a ton of income. We got to thinking, wouldn't it be great if people like Shelley could directly access expert, affordable, and personalized OT care available 24/7? That's why we founded Brainbot, to ensure patients like Shelley receive the OT care they deserve. Brainbot's building the world's first digital return to activity clinic, democratizing OT care with AI and telehealth. Our initial mobile app is focused on concussion education and symptom trigger management due to our firsthand experience and a badly broken recovery pathway that impacts 4 million Americans every year. Here's how it works. Patients start by taking a quick baseline assessment. Once complete, they receive a guided treatment plan, which includes education and daily activity goals. Users log activities and symptoms, for example, grocery shopping, at which point Brainbot updates their daily activity goal. Brainbot also identified grocery shopping as a triggering activity and requested approval from the OT to send the patient a personalized strategy. In this case, to wear noise-canceling headphones and sunglasses to reduce sensory overload. Patients can affordably manage their recovery better and faster. OTs can see more patients, earn more revenue, increase patient compliance, and reduce administrative burden. Referring providers have more satisfying patient interactions with fewer setbacks. And payers, such as self-insured employers, save money and see improved employee productivity. The time to act is now. The OT industry, already worth $30 billion in the US, is poised for transformation, with OTs able to treat patients across state lines starting in 2025. We've already completed a usability study, where 75% of users engage with our mobile app an average of 6 days a week, and we have critical research partnerships at Canada's top rehab hospital. Plus, Brainbot's being featured in an ongoing study in the US to develop the world's first OT concussion treatment protocol. And we're seeing great early commercial interest in our concussion offering, with a forthcoming pilot at a 27-location concussion clinic in the US, and an executed LOI at a sports management platform serving 160 athletic departments. Our revenue model is to charge OTs annual subscription fees, referral fees when appropriate, and a revenue share. My background spans top-tier management consulting and law, public policy, and entrepreneurship in dynamic regulatory environments. And Shelley and I are supported by an experienced team in technology product design and expert healthcare advisors, ready to execute this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We're revolutionizing OT with AI. Join us.
In 2018, I was breaking barriers as a first-generation Mexican-American hired to be CEO of a software company. 60 days later, I learned I had cancer. Before my journey was over, I had 6 surgeries, lost 4 body parts, held sobbing children, left my job, spent over $20,000, re-engineered every aspect of my family's life, was thrown into menopause and developed lymphedema. I was challenged with not only finding good medical care, but how to stay above water in every facet of life. I never learned about preventing hair loss or how to access free integrative therapies. I missed out on resources that save time, money, and distress. My co-founders are also survivors who struggled to find critical resources. This shared experience was the inspiration for We Are Here. My name is Carolyn Trevino-Jenkins. This is the solution we needed and 19 million cancer patients deserve. Grants, mentors, transportation, clothing for ports and drains. There are over 650,000 cancer products, nonprofits, and community resources. Yet, there's no central location to find every appropriate one. As a result, patients miss out on essential support. For example, almost 75% of adults with cancer delay or skip care because they can't afford it, despite thousands of grant-giving nonprofits. We Are Here matches patients to resources. Patients share their needs and challenges. 87% self-onboard, the rest speak with an empathetic survivor. Seconds later, the system identifies resources to address those challenges and predicts additional helpful resources. Our AI was built using 2 years of proprietary data gathered from patients we helped. And unlike competitors, We Are Here focuses on medical and non-medical needs. By addressing all aspects of life impacted by cancer, we remove challenges before they become barriers. Patients save money and receive better care. Pharma profits when we help patients afford to travel to or stay in a clinical trial, as well as when patients start and adhere to medications. When we helped Katie afford a critical drug, the manufacturer earned $75,000. Providers specialty pharma also benefit from access and adherence to medications. Additionally, preventing last-minute surgery cancellations for barriers like lack of childcare increases revenue, an average of $60,000 per occurrence. Payers benefit when adherence leads to better outcomes, with a cost savings of $4,500 per patient per year. Our solution is free for patients. Stakeholders pay an annual subscription fee based on the number of engaged users. Cancer navigation is a $69 billion market in our beachhead to other chronic illnesses. Over 1,000 patients have enrolled with 100% satisfaction. 86% remain active 12 months post-onboarding. Financial assistance is the most common request, and on average, we help patients secure $2,600 in grants and have secured over $20,000 for patients who need help staying in clinical trials. We earned $80,000 conducting a pilot and are now negotiating a multiple-year contract. Our team is more than survivors. I'm a serial tech entrepreneur with exits to Next Capital. We are leaders in integrative health, human-centered design, and AI machine learning. And our advisors bring an industry expertise to our patient lens. 40% of adults in the U.S. will get cancer. Join us in ensuring they have access to the resources they need.
Four years ago, I watched a woman cut her cancer medication in half with a kitchen knife because she could not afford her next month's prescription. Her name was Margaret. She had metastatic breast cancer, and her out-of-pocket medication costs were too expensive. Margaret is not alone. This year, 80 million Americans will not take their medication as prescribed because of cost, resorting to cutting pills in half, skipping doses, or not filling their prescription. 5 months later, when Margaret passed away, the $35,000 worth of remaining medication she had got thrown into a trash can. Brand new medications are often discarded due to adverse reactions, disease progression, and death of the patient. 28% of dispensed prescription packages will be thrown away, having never been opened. every year, $50 billion worth of perfectly good medication is wasted instead of being provided to patients who desperately need it, like Margaret. My name is Jack Schaefer, and I'm the CEO of MediCircle. MediCircle provides patients with access to free, life-saving medication by reclaiming, recertifying, and redistributing unused medications. Patients, providers, or caregivers with unused medications navigate to our website to request a donation kit in the mail. Simply put the prescription in the provided box and drop it off at any FedEx location. Medication is shipped to our licensed pharmacy in Houston. There, we recertify the medication using MediCircle's patented process, which includes a 48-point visual inspection by our pharmacists and software to track the medication's history and pedigree. Our recertification process goes above and beyond what is legally required to ensure the medication's quality. Only medications sealed in the manufacturer's original, tamper-evident packaging are eligible for redistribution. Medications that pass our recertification process are then delivered to financially eligible patients. MediCircle patients receive their prescription entirely for free, saving, on average, $3,000 per dispense. MediCircle not only lowers the cost for patients, we also partner with self-insured employers, pharmacy benefit managers, health plans, and value-based care organizations who are all desperate to lower their prescription drug spending. MediCircle charges these entities for how difficult a medication is to source, which ranges from $1,000 to $6,000 for 1 month's worth. This provides groups with massive cost savings as compared to their typical spend of between $3,000 and $45,000 per patient per month. We have completed an initial pilot with our first customer, RX Valet, and saved plans 69% per dispense on their most expensive prescription drug costs. At the end of the pilot, the CEO of RX Valet loved MediCircle so much that he invested in the company. And that's just the beginning. With this success, we are in advanced conversations with 15 additional customers that are eager to begin dispensing through MediCircle. In just a year and a half, MediCircle has reclaimed and recertified $2.8 million worth of medication that is now ready to be dispensed to patients. Unlike the nonprofits and state government programs that currently redistribute medications, MediCircle targets reclamation of high-value medications, matches patients to medication at a higher rate, and is prepared for nationwide scale. We are currently focused on the $1 billion annual revenue opportunity of cancer medication, poised to quickly scale into the $9 billion annual revenue opportunity of specialty medications, and will then tackle the total opportunity of $24 billion. We bring experience from pre-existing pharmaceutical redistributors, as founders, and as first hires at successful healthcare startups. As leading experts in pharmaceutical redistribution, we co-authored the laws and regulations that currently govern Rhode Island and Texas. At MediCircle, we provide patients with access to affordable treatment, and we hope that you will join us on this mission. Thank you.
This is a vial of blood. In the US, blood is tested over 2 billion times each year, making it the center of an $80 billion industry. Here's the thing though. For over 85% of those tests, we aren't testing blood, we're actually testing the plasma. Your blood is made of two distinct halves, plasma and cells. The cells, in fact, are the impurities that need to be filtered out immediately to preserve the integrity of the plasma for testing, as plasma, not blood, is the source of information for things like vitamins, electrolytes, and proteins. Now, to extract plasma, you would normally need a centrifuge, a 150-year-old piece of specialized equipment that sits in a lab. And the need for a centrifuge to extract plasma has logged blood testing in the lab for decades, making it nearly impossible for labs to reach you at home. That is until today, because at LowBio, we designed the MiniMag, a device that allows patients to self-collect and mail in plasma from the comfort of their home with the guarantee that that sample is just as good as one collected in the lab. Instead of a centrifuge, we've designed proprietary magnetic microbeads that capture and separate cells from plasma within seconds. Here's how someone would use it at home. Use a lancet to collect a small amount of blood in our squeezy tube that's coated with the magnetic beads, and then simply click it in our magnetic stand. Watch the plasma separate right in front of your eyes. After that's done, simply pick up the tube and squeeze out the plasma, which is now ready to be shipped to a lab. It's really that simple. Our proprietary bead technology is a quantum leap forward in home plasma collection and is truly peerless on the market. The Minimag outperforms its competitors in just about every key metric. It can enable 10 times as many tests as dried membranes, is 1/4 of the cost of implementing portable centrifuges, and requires the fewest handling steps for both patients and labs, making it the ideal choice for at-home plasma collection. We have a B2B2C business model where we sell the Minimag directly to labs, at-home testing groups, and clinical research organizations who can incorporate the device into collection kits and roll out programs for at-home testing, direct-to-consumer testing, and decentralized clinical trials. We'll first focus on enabling home testing for high-value clinical chemistry tests like lipid, liver, and kidney panels. But we will quickly expand to include metabolic and thyroid panel, and over the coming years, we will work towards shifting an addressable $14 billion blood testing market from the lab to the home. And we get there by working with labs that you trust, who recognize that what we've built is a game changer. We've done 8 pilots to date with some of the biggest labs and home testing groups in the US, proving the Minimag can be used for home collections. These pilots have led to purchase orders of over 2,000 units and ultimately helped us close an oversubscribed $1.5 million seed round. And we did this with an all-star team. My co-founder and I got our PhDs building biomedical tools for low-resource settings, and we recognized that blood testing would be stuck in the past as long as we needed a centrifuge. And while building this technology, over the years we've also surrounded ourselves with advisors who have multiple decades of experience in building startups, leading innovation of some of the biggest lab testing companies in the US, and launching home testing programs. And together, we're so excited to officially launch the Minimag for research use. So, if you want to be one of the first groups to try out the Minimag, reach out and join us as we make patient homes the next frontier for lab blood testing.
Weren't they amazing? We are so proud of how much our founders have achieved in just 13 weeks, and even more excited to see what they'll accomplish next. Hi everyone, my name's Ahmed Mirza, and I'm part of the Accelerator Investment team at Techstars. And before closing out this segment, there are a few thank yous in order. First, to our hundreds of mentors, a very, very heartfelt thank you. As you heard from Matt earlier, we ran 2 different programs at the same time, Techstars Healthcare and Techstars LA. And the impact of this was tremendous. Collectively, in our first month of program, our founders had over 2,300 meetings. And that's quite a lot. To contextualize this further, 2,300 meetings equates to about 1 month of back-to-back-to-back meetings. So thank you to our mentors for truly living the Gift First mantra by showing up and offering your time and expertise to our founders. Next, we have an amazing collection of global partners who stepped in with programming and technical support to help our founders succeed. Thank you to all of our global partners for their ongoing support. To our team, Allison, Joshua, Caroline, Sherman, Kim, John, Faye, and our program team, Elena, Max, Rosh, Andrea, and Joyce. Thank you for showing up every day with your energy and enthusiasm. We could not have done these 2 programs without you. And last, but certainly not least, a huge thank you to our founders. We couldn't be more excited about the journey ahead. And with that, that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to our virtual demo day.